Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis. Let's talk about Doctor Who. More specifically, let's talk about how I feel Lie of the Land should have ended. Now, I've never talked about an episode like this before because I have faith in the BBC and how they run Doctor Who. But the episode Lie of the Land just kind of rubbed me in the wrong way because there were so many missed opportunities, so many things that could have been added to the plot to make the storyline so much better. So if you've not watched the episode Lie of the Land, do not watch this video any farther because there will be spoilers on things that happened in the episode and also spoilers on things that didn't happen, but things that I think should have happened. In yesterday's video, I mentioned how great it would have been if the Doctor was actually on the side of the monks the entire episode, and it ended up being Bill and Nardole versus the Doctor. Now that is drastically different from what actually happened in the episode, so let me explain. Picture the beginning of the episode the same. It's this sort of weird peace dystopia where the Doctor is making broadcasts, Bill knows that that's not the real reality, Nardole goes to find Bill, and then they go to break the Doctor out. Except there would be a little more explanation on Nardole's lungs. Maybe he was in the TARDIS in some sort of filtration system for a few weeks to make sure all of the toxins were flushed out. Just anything, any explanation like that. But once they get to the Doctor in his prison, they find out that it's not a prison and that the Doctor is there under his own volition. He believes in the monks' goal 100%. No tricks. He's actually on the side of the monks. Bill and Nardole escape. The Doctor wants to stop them from escaping, but he doesn't want to kill them. He just wants to make them understand. But Bill and Nardole are on their own to save the world somehow. No Doctor help this time, and also no fake regeneration. Bill took a chance on saving the Doctor by using the monks, knowing that the Doctor would come back later and save the world. But after finding out that the Doctor is 100% on the side of the monks and that he's no help, Bill and Nardole have very limited options. Nardole brings up Missy in conversation, and Bill convinces Nardole that Missy is their only chance at stopping the Doctor. Now here the story could go in two directions. Either Missy would tell Bill the same thing that she tells the Doctor, that she needs to kill herself, or she would come fight. And as we know from the actual episode, Bill didn't need to die for the link to be broken, so for the sake of parallels with the actual episode, let's say, regrettably, Missy does not leave the vault. Bill and Nardole and the Doctor confront each other near the end of the episode at the pyramid. There's more explanation, there's more reasoning, but he is still essentially Evil Doctor. Evil Doctor says that there's no way to win, that the monk's link is too powerful, and Bill threatens to kill herself because of what she learned from Missy. Bill says something along the lines of how this isn't the real world, which gives Nardole an idea, and he goes to plug himself into the machine. So he goes and he hooks himself up to try to R2-D2 the situation, but much like the astromech droid, Nardole gets shocked and flown across the room. Bill takes it upon herself to plug her own mind in, using memories of her and her adventures with the Doctor to flush out the monk's influence. I would still be keeping with the memories thing because, let's be honest, we don't know much about the monks at this point, and the whole invisible fake mom thing was just really super cheesy. At least Bill has memories of the Doctor saving the world and going around and defeating all of the villains that the monks supposedly defeated. Remember, the monks have only been there for a few months, not these years and years and years where it shows them winning all these battles. The Doctor won those battles. Obviously, Bill doesn't have any memories of the Doctor defeating the Daleks or the Weeping Angels or the Cybermen on Earth, but she has this mentality where the Doctor is the Earth's savior. He's the one protecting the planet from these otherworldly threats. So Bill's memory of the Doctor overloads the simulation and snaps everyone out of the simulation that they are currently in. The Doctor comes back to his senses and realizes that the monks actually use the simulations to help gain obedience over years. There are layers and layers of simulation, and once the monks let the populace out of one layer of simulation, they all believe that they're actually living their real lives, when in fact, they're still within another simulation. The monks' plan was that every generation they would pull back a few layers of simulation to make it seem as if the monks were always ruling. One, it would have brought back the full-on simulation aspects from Extremis to make a full, cohesive storyline. Two, it would have given Bill actual consequences from her deal with the monks. Three, I feel like more evil Capaldi Doctor would have been great, and it would have given him a much wider range to leave the show on. Not to mention, almost every series companion has that episode where they are the ones to save the Doctor, either from another foe or from himself. Bill hasn't really had a chance to take on an adventure to fully save the Doctor from something, and at this point we're kind of running out of episodes. Now I know my fan fiction for how I would have written this episode has some holes, but that's also why I'm not a writer for the show. In the comments down below, let me know how you would have written the episode, or do you think that it was perfectly written as is? What would you have changed? What would you have kept? I want to know the synopsis of your Lie of the Land episode in the comments down below. As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.